What's up, everybody? So this video is kind of an experiment. It is an experiment. It's not kind of one. It's a live stream. So I'm going to do a live stream no code tutorial. And this is a follow-up to my previous no code tutorial about how to build a NFT minting website using Bubble. If you haven't seen that, it's probably more useful to start with that video. This is definitely a part 2 follow-up. And I will say, it's an essential part 2. So let me don't keep you waiting too long. Let's talk about what we built last time. Let me get you transitioned over. Okay. So this was our example that we were going to try to make a very simple MVP clone, right? We just wanted the minting functionality from this website. Now I want to remind you, this number counter here says 0 because it doesn't, it's not going to accurately bring in the number minted until I've connected my wallet. And now you can see this says 89 of 7,777 once I connected my wallet. That's going to be important for later. So based on this example, we built this very simple minting website. You can select how many you want to mint, and then you can click mint, and you can mint. Same as this one. But we didn't do this counter. And someone, and let me double check, I want to make sure. Yeah, Zancast commented. And I just want to say the previous video, the response was awesome to that previous video. Your comments have been great. I've gotten so many ideas for follow-up tutorials from your comments. And so I've got a big list now. Keep those comments coming though. There's been some good back and forth in there. So I'm really enjoying interacting with you guys. And it's a great little tiny miniature size community we have right now. But he asked, Zancast asked, how do we add a counter for how many have been minted? So, of course, he's asking about this 89 out of 7,777 counter. And we don't have that on ours. That was a huge oversight on my part. And I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart. I'm very sorry. But I'm here to rectify that problem. And I'm also going to show you guys an essential thing that needs to be done for your minting website to work correctly. If you don't do this, it isn't going to work for most of the people that show up to your website. So there's an essential step that I'm adding in that is even important for the people who watch that previous video who don't want just that new counter functionality. So we're going to do both those. Okay, let's get started. Here is the bubble editor for the previous, well, this is kind of where we left off in the previous video. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on the page to bring up this little edit box. And you can see the page is called Mint Example. And I'm going to click on this this inspector. And oh, it's already in there because I had added it earlier, but this is a custom state that you should make. Let's just start over so that I can show you. Okay, I thought I had deleted that, but I guess not. So we're gonna add a new custom state. We're gonna call it total supply. We're gonna make it a text type. Okay. So we have our new custom state on our page. You could add this custom state pretty much anywhere, but I'm going to do it on the page. Then we're going to add a text element. Just going to put it right there. Yeah, of course, it goes to the bottom because it's a column, I think. Let's first do this. So we're going to use dynamic data. Uh-oh, I just lost it. There it is. My bad. So the dynamic data, we're going to do the custom state that we just made for the page called total supply. So we're going to display that. That's going to be the number minted. Okay, and I'm going to show you how we're going to get that. But then I want to put a space and then a slash and then the total available. So in this case, we're going to do 7,777. And that's how we want it to display. Now, if you want to do the 0 of 7777 when this number has not been filled in yet, which we'll get to, it'd be good at this point just to make a quick conditional. So we're going to say when the page's custom state called total supply is empty, then this text should just say 0 of 7,777. Okay, so now let's just do some quick layout stuff, right? Let's make this at the top. Let's give it a nice little margin. Let's make it, yeah, sure. I mean, I don't care. That's probably not good, actually. Let's just do this for now. Let's be serious here. Let's just make this something like that. Let's center it. Let's go to the appearance. Let's remove this basic body copy. Let's center our text. Let's bold it. And let's make it a tad bit bigger. Cool. That looks good. Okay. So now when you load your app, it's just going to do this because right now that custom state is nothing, right? So now we need to go to the workflow, the magic. So these are the workflow items, the events that we added last time. And we're going to add a new event and we're going to do a page loaded. Because when the page loads, we want to call this action from the Web3 and Metamask plugin, okay? And this one's going to be called contract read. So we want to read the contract that we're minting from, right? We want to read the number of NFTs minted. So, and we're using this action from the Web3 and MetaMask plugin, which you have to have already installed in order to do any of this. So in the last plugin, we also said that, or the last tutorial, I mean, we also talked about that. But go here, click Add Plugins, Web3 and MetaMask. That's how you get that action. Okay, so I say so all the time, but here we're gonna kind of cheat, but we've already done the work. So in our mint button from the last tutorial, we interacted with the smart contract already with a write action. And so we're gonna just take the same information because it's the same contract for this minting application, right? This is our contract that our NFT contract's at. And this is our ABI code. And instead, let's see if I can get this to switch. And instead of going back to the remix editor, going to our contract and getting the ABI code. I'm just going to take it from, again, work smarter, not harder. We already did the work. We already got that in the last tutorial. Use the same ABI. And down here, we're going to change this to total supply, the action name. Total supply is is kind of the action. This is the action to tell you the total supply that's been minted on the contract. And you can see, if I do a little find here, total supply is here in the ABI code because it's in the contract, the NFT contract. So we're just calling up that function, that action. And that's it for right here. So now we need to go over here. We need to add another event. And we need to go over here and do when the Web3 and Metamask contract read function or action has been taken. Then we're going to have a follow-up function, action. I keep calling it a function. It's an action, I think, technically. And we're going to go down to element actions, set state. We're going to set that state of the page, total supply, mint example, total supply. And we're going to fill this in with this Web3 and Metamask's contract read result. So what this is doing is just filling in that custom state when the page is loaded with the total supply minted. Now, let's go try this, okay? Okay, and why does it still say 0? Well, it's just like I showed you earlier. Before we connected our wallet to our application through MetaMask, it said 0 here as well. So we need to connect our wallet to our application. And this actually needs to be done in order for the mint function to work too. You can see I'm clicking mint and nothing's happening. I'm actually getting little errors down here in the right, bottom right, according to Bubble. And that's because the application is telling me there's an error. And the error is that I'm not connected. My MetaMask wallet isn't connected. And this is why I said there's this essential update we have to do. And this will be a problem if you only followed that previous tutorial and you haven't done this step. You may run into this problem where people haven't connected to your app yet using their MetaMask wallet, and so these functionalities don't work. On this site, that problem is fixed by, well, let me show you. We're just going to build it. Okay, so here is the fix. On the good old mint button that we created, we're going to copy this. We're going to paste it. And we are going to get rid of this. And we're going to set, we're going to set this to only when Web3 and MetaMask, let's see when it loads, only when the Web3 and MetaMask is connected. So only when the connected is no, are we then going to have this button. This button is going to connect to the person's MetaMask. It's going to ask them to connect to the website, to trust this website to start initiating actions. And then, because when we loaded this app, it said 0, so then we want to rerun this smart contract reading action. So we're going to have it then run that. So now when we click mint and we haven't connected yet, it'll prompt us to connect our wallet, and it will fill in our total supply custom state so that that total supply gets updated. Now, we're not done. We got to go to the original mint button, and we need to add an only when here as well. So only when this the MetaMask is already connected do we then initiate the minting functionality on writing the right action. So the mint action, I should say. Okay, so that fixes our problem. Now, real quick, and I'll show you in the app how it works, but real quick, you could have done this too on page load. You could ask the person to connect their wallet when the page loads, and a lot of apps do this, and this is that's perfectly fine. You can do it that way. You don't have to do it this way. I'm just doing that this way in this example. So you could have two different page loads, one for when it's connected and one for when it's not. Yeah, I think that would work. Yeah. So let me show you the result of our work. We're going to reload the page. Okay, so let's hit mint. Oh, look at that. Look at that. MetaMask. What is that? That's a MetaMask. So it's asking us to connect to our website. We're going to hit next. We're going to allow it. It's connecting. And look at that. Now it says 89. That's our 89. It's coming directly from the contract. And now, if we want, we can mint. Uh-oh. Got an error there. Let me see here. Uh-oh. We got an error there. Not sure what that is. Oh, I just saw somebody's comment. Upload the video after the end. I must go. That's cool. Thanks for stopping by. I will leave this video up. Now, I just got an error, and I don't want to just be like, oh, sweep that under the rug. I want to actually discover what's going on here, right? So even though we fixed our other issues, right? We're having a different problem. It looks like a number conversion problem. It must be in writing the smart contract over here. I don't think I edited this though, right? So, you know what? Let me do something. I saw this plugin had an upgrade, had an update. Maybe I should make sure I'm updated. Just now, let me reload. Shouldn't be any modifications, but it really is not a... It has a problem with my price, I think. That's weird, because this was working. I didn't make any modifications to this. Damn you, mint button. Let's go down here. Now, did they update this to maybe not need way? This feels for the native implement. This needs in some kind of functions. It should be in way. Yeah, it is in way. Very interesting. I didn't change anything with the mint functionality. That's disturbing to me. Mint quantities, number, mint. Metamask connected, yes. Smart contract. Okay. Let's do this. Check something. Refresh the page. I don't like that. Don't like that at all. Now, okay. So we just made some changes, right? So what I would go do, I'd go in and I would disable the workflows. And I'm going to get rid of this. And we're going to try to mint. We're going to try to set up the minting conditions, right, that were working before. And just to see if it's something that we did right recently to that maybe mess things up. Now, see, I don't think that the... okay, now let's try. No. It's telling me, oh yeah, 246. That would make sense. The error is, I should just believe it, I guess. That's real weird. Man, that's really weird. It's saying there's a problem with my number. Doesn't like my number. You don't like my number. Okay, well, let's put this back into place. Guess I'm gonna have to, yeah. It's all good. Okay, let's check something. What I'm gonna do, so I think the plugin may have changed the way that price is done here. Let's do a test. So I'm gonna copy that amount that I had, and if I wanted it to be in that much way, let's see. Let's try something. I know it doesn't really want that. Let's try it. Well, what could be an interesting idea? So it's telling me there's something wrong with my number, which doesn't make any sense because the number's in way, which is what it wants. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to, on the fly, let's have it do some conversions, right? So, okay, to do this, I need to add a Web3 utils plugin to the page. So just added that to the page. It'll take a second to pop up. Let's look here. Okay, I guess that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Well, since I don't really care where this goes or how big it is or anything, I'm just going to leave it. I guess I'll center it because I'm crazy like that. So I'm going to center that Web3 utils thing. Doesn't need to be. But I'm going to go back to workflow. And now what I'm going to try to do to maybe hopefully give it a number that it likes, I'm going to use the conversion here. So two-way, I want to convert a number two-way, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert the quantity, the mint quantity, times quantity number, and we're going to do this times what we're charging for each mint, which is going to be 0.02 ETH. So we want to convert the total price two-way. And then what we're going to do, uh-oh, didn't like that, did it? Sometimes it doesn't. Now, I don't think I can just use that directly in here, but let's see if I can. I may have to create a second event for it. So let's go down here. Let's see if I can replace this. I'm going to copy that just in case I need it later, in case I want to undo this. If you guys are just joining, I'm actually diagnosing, I kind of already did the main tutorial, but we popped up with a little issue at the end that was unrelated, and now I'm diagnosing it. Still an important issue to figure out, though. I think the plugin changed the way this is maybe done. Okay, well, let's see. Wait. We want this to be 2. Okay, let's see if it likes that. I hope it does. If that fixes our problem, that's great. If it's that easy. It said the error was with the number. Didn't like my way number. So if we have the app do it, boom, look at that. It worked. Let me just double check that the price is right. I like when things work. Yep. So that was the fix to our problem. Boom. I love that we figured that out. So we needed to add this little way conversion, which is easy to do. And we also had to add the Web3 utilities, or utils, as it's called, element to the page to be able to use that action, that two-way action before the smart contract to give us our total that we need to charge for those two minted tokens. Yep, mint quantity is still there, and we just replace that transaction value with the two-way result. So that's it. That's the whole tutorial, guys. So we added the total number of minted, and we fixed. I should say we updated our minting button for the scenario where someone's MetaMask has not been connected to the app yet, and we also fixed the price for the smart contract write action, the total minting transaction value. We fixed that because it was giving us an error. Cool. Well, I would love to get your comments and feedback as always. And I look forward to making more of these tutorials. There's many more planned. And we also have a daily morning show that we're doing now, me and my buddy Matt, who is trading full-time right now. So we do a morning show every morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So check that out too. We're trying to put out a lot of content for y'all. But until next time, thanks for joining me, guys. If you liked this live stream format, please let me know. I might do more of these live no-code things and other tutorials. And please like, subscribe, all that stuff.